Hey guys, welcome back to Messy Mama Monday. I hope your week was really good. My weekend was a little busy as I was getting the chicken coop outside ready so I can get the chickens off my porch, and now they're in their chicken coop. Thank goodness. Today I have a busy day and it's going to be kind of hectic, but I need to get on here and do this episode that is for me and it's for you, and it's what the Lord laid on my heart this week, and it's all about God's plan for you. So some of you don't know, but a couple years ago, almost 1.5, almost 2 years, I don't know, maybe 2 years, I decided that I wanted to go to nursing school because I'd always wanted to do it. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to do it. And so I took a accelerated course over the summer for a science class so I could test into the nursing program, because that's what I needed, that class, so I could test in. And I did that. It was only 4 weeks and it was really quick, and it was easier that way than drawing it out for me because I have a family and I work full-time during the school year. And so I did that and I passed the class and I got the grade I needed, and I tested in the nursing program and I got accepted. So not this past September, but the September before that, I got my acceptance letter, and I was going to start that January. So January 2022 was when I was supposed to start. And I did all that, and I was working at the kids' school, and I was a SPED para, which is a special education paraprofessional. It's like a teacher's aide for the special education department. So you have to travel to different classrooms and give certain children support and support other kids that necessarily don't need it so that they're not singled out. And then when the kids came to our classroom, then they would sit at a table with me and we would learn things on their level. And I would put it into words of their understanding and we would work through it. And I loved it. Absolutely loved it. I loved being at the school with my kids. All 4 of us was on the same campus. My son was in daycare there. And so during all of this, I had already worked there a year prior before I decided to do the nursing thing. And when I got the letter in September, I had a month to accept or deny the program for me to get to do the nursing program. Honestly, I was super shocked that I got accepted, and I had worked hard that summer on that course so I could get into the nursing program. I had always wanted to do it. I just love nursing and everything about it. And then I got the letter and I was like, oh, and I didn't feel excited really. I was kind of like, I don't know. So I denied the letter. I denied going to nursing school. I know that's super crazy. People are like, what is wrong with you? And just all the crazy things, like, you got in and you denied it. Like, why did you do all that just to deny it? And all that is to say, because that wasn't God's plan for my life. That was my plan for my life, not God's. It was my desires and my wants, and I never asked God about it. And in Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and future." And so even though I got into nursing program on my own without asking the Lord about it, that wasn't his plan for me. He let me get accepted to that, and then I had to do something even bigger than that and trust God and deny it. And if I would not have denied it, I would have went through with it. I would not have prospered in that field. I would not have enjoyed it as much. I probably would have been more stressed. If it wasn't for me from God, then it would not have gone well. And so I wholeheartedly believe that was like a test from God to me to see if I would put away my own desires and my own wants and my own everything and follow his direction with my life. And I did that, and it was honestly really hard. But once I denied it and I decided that, I didn't decide, God literally told me that my job was to be a teacher. And I loved my job at the school and teaching, and I loved being around kids. And God made me a person that wants to help others. I'm a helper and a server in the Lord's eyes, and I want to fulfill those qualities with his help. And nursing school and being a nurse wasn't the way he wanted me to fulfill that. It was being here, getting a teaching degree, and working with children. So I enrolled in WGU, which is Western Governors University. The Lord opened that door for me. He got me Pell Grants and all the things. I only owe like $1,000 in funds to the government for school, which is beyond a blessing. I would have owed so much more in nursing school. And this school is completely online, so I don't have to go to a campus. I don't have to listen to online classes. People talking to me. It's all on my own pace, and I've already gone through 3 semesters now, I think. I have less than 2 years, and I will have my teaching degree, and it's actually a dual degree. It is a general education K through 6 and a special education degree K through 12. So in special education, I can teach all grades. In elementary, I can teach K through 6th. And I also thought about going back and getting qualified to teach high school, certain subjects in high school, because you can do that. But I would not have prospered. God would not have set that out for me and made it worth my while. It would not have been a blessing to me. The better way that God chose to use my gifts is teaching, and honestly, I'm excited about it, and I can't wait to do it and be at school with my kids, and we have the same holidays and everything, because honestly, I'm the homemaker. I stayed home for 9 years before I got a full-time job, and that was at the school, so I was still with my kids from morning till night. My husband had a different job because he's the breadwinner, like most people's households, and I am 100% fine with that. He can have that role. I'll take the kids. And being a teacher allows me to be home with them and raise them and take them to church and have fun with them and teach them all the life lessons they need. If I was a nurse, it's a lot harder to do that because you have to spend time away, and nurses' hours are longer than school hours. So for my life, that's what God has planned out for me. And so I had another verse for you, and it was Proverbs 16:9, and it says, "In their hearts humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." And in my heart, my course was planned to help children. Being a nurse, I wanted to be a NICU nurse. I wanted to help the babies that can't help themselves, And so in the hearts humans plan their course, my plan was just to help kids. Like that was my plan was, but I was also taking in my own steps and becoming that. And so God showing me that wasn't my plan, and my steps were to go this way instead of that way, has completely changed my destiny in life. Instead of being a nurse and away from my children, I will be a teacher, helping other kids with their struggles, helping other kids understand concepts, and loving them. If they don't get love at home, they will be like my children while I'm with them, and I will love them just as much as I love my own, because while they're with me, they are my children. That's how I've always treated my kids when I have them at school. And my kids are super excited that I'm going to be a teacher because they'll get to see me. I don't know what it is, but kids love seeing their moms while they're at school. The last 2 years they always came and saw me. They went up to our room and drew pictures for me on the board before they went to class, and it was just fun. But a lot of times, like me included, we decide what our desires and our wants are without consulting God about them, without asking God, hey, is this the plan you have for my life? Or is this the idea that I come to? Is this the idea we want to use, like helping children? How are we going to use it? How do you want me to spread this that you want me to, Lord? And it's hard. It's hard to put away our own wants, our own desires, and completely 100% trust God in the decisions that He has set for us, and that He leads us the way that we need to go. Because usually when we have our own wants and desires in our mind, we think, but no, I want this. But God is saying, but I want you to do this. This is better for you. And we don't see that. Only God can see that in the outcome. And we just have to fully trust in Him and rely on Him, that our plans that He has for our life, we will be completely 100% prosperous and blessed. And no, it's not going to be all rainbows and butterflies. There will be hard times in it too. There's going to be hard times in anything, but you will have more prosperous blessings in the course that you take with God than in your course that you take for your own desires and wants. Well, I have a busy day. I have to take kids to doctors and run here and there, and baseball. We had softball, it got canceled, and it's just going to be a crazy day. So I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll get back to you next Monday.